Shalom. This is going to be a short video. This is from IUIC events. IUIC, hashtag IUIC, Dr. Eric Mason, urban apologist, envy white supremacy. Shout out Tuesdays. I'm just going to play a bit of this. And I'm going to entitle this video, Christianity is losing big time to the Israelites. They're getting spiritually stomped out. Anyway, let me let you hear this. And I believe this is originally from the Jude 3 project. If you go to the Jude 3 project, as a matter of fact, let me do this. Like I said, I'm not going to make this long. I just want you to, they're hurting, they're losing, man. Basically, this is Muhammad Ali against Larry Holmes. Everybody that really knew boxing knew that Ali was going to get his ass beat. And he did get his ass beat. You should watch that fight. It should be up on YouTube. After the fight, Angelo Dundee stopped the fight because Angelo Dundee, even though he's a small hat, he cared for Ali. And he stopped the fight, because Ali was getting his ass whipped, especially with them jabs. And after the fight, they interviewed Larry Holmes, and Larry Holmes said he didn't go hard on him because Ali was his idol. So he wasn't even going all out, and he still beat the shit out of him. So this is we are Larry Holmes, did Muhammad Ali on his almost last fight. Then he fought a couple more fights, and then his brain got busted. He started, suffering from Parkinson's disease, getting beat down, man. But he kept praising, the Arab God. Anyway, like I said, I gotta find an open. I can come back to this. I'm going to put in Jude 3 project. Let me see if this is new. Let me, how can I do this? Let me put in Eric. Eric. To see if okay. Okay, I don't know where Bishop Nate or Bishop Nathaniel got this from. I'm not going to go crazy looking for it. You know what I'm going to do? Let me just do this since I'm here. Let me put in Israel. Israel. Okay, I did a response to this video. Can he be a Hebrew Israelite and a Christian? So this is a Jake that's a Christian, but he ethnically, he believes he's an Israelite. I did another video on this guy, Cam Triggs, 10 things to know before engaging Hebrew Israelites. And you got this clown over here, Barack Obama versus Black Hebrew Israelites. He had to do that, put it in Barack Obama to sell books. And he wound up giving most of those books away because nobody would buy those books. All right. Can't find the actual interview, but okay, so back to this one. I'll just let you listen to a little bit, and then I'll close. If a precept comes to mind, I'll bring out the precept. So listen up.
Members at their church, and then he got plugged in to one of the Hebrew Israelite schools in Richmond, Virginia, and started absorbing his stuff. And so he took the questions he had from his pastor from the group, and his pastor was like, "Let me get back to you." And so I don't know if he didn't know the answers.
He didn't know the answers. He didn't know the answers. Let me get back to you. All right. And there's nothing wrong with that. If somebody asks you a hard question and you say, let me get back to you, get back to the person. If you ask us a hard question that nobody asked, and if we have to say, we'll get back to you, guess what? We'll get back to you. All right. This is why people are leaving the so-called Black church.
But he ended up going into Hebrew Israelism because he thought.
Okay, so she said either he didn't have the answers or he didn't have time. The scriptures, Peter said, always be ready to give an answer to them that ask thee or ask you. I'm merely paraphrasing. So was he ready to give an answer? And at least he could have did like I said. Let me get back to you. What's your number? How can I reach you? And then actually get back to the guy, actually do a video. Guy asked me a question. I didn't have the answer in front of me. I have the answer now. They're not going to do that. Let's listen to a little bit more.
Felt like his pastor didn't have enough answers, or didn't have answers. So he was like, well, you can't give me any answers. This group has answers.
The Hebrew Israelites, although they are wrong, unfortunately, many of us cannot counter what they're teaching. Number one, because
you heard what it said, and this guy's a doctor, Dr. Timothy. What is that? Fair. Let me let you listen to that again. This, as vocab calls it, the Hebrew Israelism. You know, they're losing sleep because they're losing members because it doesn't make sense anymore. And the Most High is going to put every last one of these jokers down if they don't repent. That's that pride. Let me bring that back. Let me bring that back. Okay, I went too far back. All right, listen up. This is coming. We're not putting words in their mouths. This is coming from them. You guys are losing big time.
Yeah, it's happened. It's about 1,000. There are several churches in America that have had mass conversions to Hebrew Israelism. Now,
did you hear that? Did you hear that? They had, it's in the thousands. They have, let me let you listen to that again. Let you listen to that again. Listen up.
You can't give me any answers. This group has answers.
the Hebrew Israelites, although they are wrong,
I'm sorry. Let me go. I got to go back a little bit more.
Notice she said she went to cemetery school and she used an odd word called.
Hold on. Did he say cemetery school or seminary school? Let me see what he said. Let me hear what he said.
They learned from their slave masters, so they're very quote unquote educated in oppression. Let's take a look, and I'll be right back with my commentary.
When I was still in seminary, one of my friends came to me for his first grade and started dating the guy that had got swept up in Hebrew Israelism.
Notice she said she went to cemetery school and she used an
Oh, he said cemetery school. Where do you think he got that from? Put that in the comment, in the chat. Where do you think he got that from? Bishop Nathaniel said she went to cemetery school. All right. Just let me know where you think he got that from. Let me let you listen to a little bit more. This is gonna be short.
Called Hebrew Israelism. Hebrew Israelism is a term made up by Edomites. And I'm trying not to be insulting. Negroes follow whatever white folks.
Well, you're not being insulting because that's what they call themselves. They call themselves Negroes. Every so many years, they change their name, which shows you that they don't know who the hell they are. I remember back in the day we were called colored. That colored boy over there. Then it went from colored to Negro, then from Negro to black. Then it went to African American. Now it's back to black.
Create.
Faithful members at their church, and then he got plugged in to one of the Israelite schools in Richmond, Virginia, and started absorbing their stuff. And so he took the questions he had for his pastor from the group, and his pastor was like, "Let me get back to you." And so I don't know if he didn't know the answers or he just didn't have time, but he ended up going into Hebrew Israelism because he felt like his pastor didn't have enough answers or didn't give him any answers. So he was like, "Well, you can't give me any answers. This group has answers."
The Hebrew Israelites, although they are wrong, unfortunately, many of us
This Negro, I'm gonna call them Negroes because that's what they call themselves, Negroes. He said, let me let you hear it again. Let you hear it again.
His pastor from the group, and his pastor was like, "Let me get back to you." And so I don't know if he didn't know the answers or he just didn't have time, but he ended up going into Hebrew Israelism because he felt like his pastor didn't have enough answers or didn't give him any answers. So he was like, "Well, you can't give me any answers. This group has answers."
the Hebrew Israelites, although they are wrong,
He said Hebrew Israelites, although they are wrong about what? That's why I go every once in a while, I'll go to the commentary to see what these Christian scholars have to say about certain scriptures. And a lot of the time they're 100% correct. So where are we wrong on?
unfortunately, many of us cannot counter what they're teaching, number one, because
You heard what he said? Well, let me let you did he say all of us or many of us? He should have said none of us can counter these people.
And started absorbing their stuff. And so he took the questions he had for his pastor from the group. And his pastor was like, "Let me get back to you." And so I don't know if he didn't know the answers or he just didn't have time, but he ended up going into Hebrew Israelism because he felt like his pastor didn't have enough answers or didn't give him any answers. So he was like, "Well, you can't give me any answers. This group has answers."
the Hebrew Israelites, although they are wrong, unfortunately, many of us cannot counter what they're teaching, number one, because
Do you think
We're using the same book. We're using the same book. A precept just came to mind. Let me bring it out. Bring it out. Galatians 1. Galatians 1. Uh-oh, let me come back. What the hell did I just do? But let me do this. Bear with me for a minute. Blue letter. Galatians. Galatians 1. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm going right. I'll go right to the point, 6th verse. I marvel, this is the Apostle Paul speaking to the Israelites, or whether Gentile Israelites or Israelites that was born into being an Israelite. I marvel that ye are so soon removed from him that called you into the grace of Yahushua unto another gospel, which is not another, but there be some that trouble you and would pervert the gospel of the Messiah. So they're looking at us like we're perverting the gospel, and it's them that have perverted the gospel. Remember, these doctors of divinity and these theological cemetery trained jakes or Negroes, all they know is what the white man gave them. This organized Christianity is nothing but what I call plantation Christianity. Let's look up the word pervert. It says 7th verse, which is not another. In other words, we're going through the same. The guy that asked the pastor the questions, he was asking them questions in the scriptures. It says, which is not another, meaning we're dealing with the same book, but there be some that trouble you and will pervert the gospel of Yahushua. So that's what they're saying about us, that we're perverting the gospel. We ain't perverting the damn thing. It's them, their leaders that perverted the gospel. Just want to look up the word pervert, see what the Greek word is.
Strong's G 3344, metastrepho. Metastrepho. Thayer's lexicon, related entry. Metatrepo. Metatrepo.
Which means to turn around, turn around. And that's what they did. They're making it seem like we're doing that. Let me come back over here. 8th verse. But though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel, unto you than that which ye have preached unto you, let him be accursed. As we said before, so say I now again. If any man preach any gospel, other gospel unto you than that ye have received, let him be accursed. For do I now persuade men or the Most High? Or do I seek to please men? For if I yet please men, I should not be the servant of Yahushua. So now let me look up this word accursed. This is basic stuff.
Strong's G 331, anathema. Anathema.
Now I'm going to show you something. Let me look up the word anathema. Anathema is also in either 1st or 2nd Corinthians. I believe it's 1 Corinthians. Okay, the main definition I want is a thing devoted to the Most High without hope of being redeemed. Without that's a curse. And if an animal to be slain, killed, therefore a person or thing doomed to destruction. So did the Apostle Paul curse these people that converted, that changed the gospel? To curse. A man, a curse devoted to the rest of woes. So Paul put a curse on them. He said, if they're teaching something contrary to what the truth is, let them be cursed. Let them die to death. I said convert, I meant pervert. Pervert means to turn around. It says here in Isaiah 54. Isaiah 54, verse 17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and the gates of hell shall not prevail. And every tongue that shall rise up against thee in judgment, thou shalt condemn. You shall condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of our Lord Yahweh, and their righteousness is of me, saith Yahweh. So we can put curses on anybody that's bringing something other than the truth or the gospel. So these people here are cursed. Anyway, I said I was going to make this short. I'm going to say shalom.